Last year sometime, I highlighted a case study of one of my friends, Sol, who ended up going from 300 pounds to almost a six-pack. Or actually, he has a six-pack, but he looks like a fitness model now. And he has one of the most dramatic health, and really health transformations fundamentally, but also fitness transformations I've ever seen. And he said something really interesting to me that really caught my ear. He said that when he started getting healthier, people began to champion him and cheer him on. They were like, great job, buddy, keep going, you're doing great. But as he started to get really fit, as he started to look really good and way better than most of the people around him, something interesting happened. Suddenly, his friends and family started telling him to eat more. They started telling him he looked weak and sickly, even though he was still 220 pounds, even though he knew he had 30 or 40 pounds to go. And suddenly, everyone seemed concerned about his new weight and his new health, even though he was healthier and fitter than he'd ever been. So for a while, he had no idea what was going on, and it really freaked him out. But this is something that I call the bystander effect, and it's something I want you to watch out for. Hey, what's up? This is Alex over at modernhealthmonk.com. So whenever we embark on some kind of huge life goal, whether it's just pursuing success, pursuing health, success in any kind of arena or area of your life, or even traveling the world, people are gonna hate you, even your own friends and family. So it pretty much goes without saying, anything that you do that is contrary to the norm, contrary to what everyone else is doing, what 95% of people do with their lives, is gonna encounter resistance. And usually it's gonna encounter criticism. Like, take a look at any entrepreneur that shares their billion dollar idea with the world. Many of them are criticized heavily by their friends and family. Many people, even by investors, are told it's not going to work. But this is a really interesting effect. It's really interesting that people will cheer you on when they see you're still like a little overweight, or they see you're not successful in your business, or your marriage or relationship isn't that good. But once it starts getting better than theirs, once it looks really good, once you look and feel incredible, better than they've ever wanted to be, they've had that goal and they haven't gotten to that point, then they start hating on you hardcore. And I bring this up because it's something I want you to watch out for, and I want you to prepare for it. Because when that happens, sometimes people sabotage themselves because they freak out. It's like, what am I doing wrong? All these people just said they supported me and they were proud of me, and now they're telling me there's something wrong with me. It's something I want you to watch out for. People will hate you for being healthier because they themselves know they need to be healthier, but they aren't doing what it takes. Or people will hate you for seeing your pictures of traveling the world because they want to travel the world, but they haven't had the chance to do that, or they haven't worked for the extra money to do that, or they haven't had the opportunity to do that. And people will hate you for getting your dream body, for looking and feeling really good because they haven't followed through in their own life, even though they know that's something important and they know it's something that they want to do. So around the holidays, you'll hear things like, hey, I don't want any sugar, I'm good, I'm taking care of myself, I'm on a diet. And your friends and family will sabotage you by saying things like, oh, live a little, right? Just live a little, come on, it's just a piece of chocolate cake. And they try to guilt trip you by saying it's just cake. And now they're not doing it for you, they're doing it for themselves because it makes themselves feel better. Like, oh, good, he's not any better than me, she's not any better than me, she eats cake too. Or sometimes it's a grandparent or another family member that just hands you sugar, hands you the box of donuts or the box of cake or the cupcakes without even asking. And they just put it in your face and they expect you to eat it. And you'll notice that the more successful you get, the more haters you get. It's kind of a sad truth, and we tend to think that people will admire us for being successful. But the truth is that the majority of people will actually hate you. Even your friends and family, they will resent you. They'll be jealous. They'll be envious. Now, I have a little mantra when it comes to kind of dealing with this kind of thing. And it really is, if you're pursuing an unconventional life, don't take advice from average people. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of a bit of a morbid thing to think about. But if you want a better life than you see most of the people around you having, by default, don't take their advice. And that's kind of sad because sometimes that can be your parents. It can be your best friend. It could be your grandparents. It could be a mentor of yours. But if you want a life better than average, whatever it is, whether it's the relationship, the happiness, the health, your business, or you want to start a business or travel the world, don't take advice from the average person because you'll just get what the average person got. And this is where that kind of internal fortitude comes in, right? This is where you being obsessed with your dream really comes into the picture, because otherwise no one else is going to motivate you. No one's going to inspire you. And what if your best friends and your family and your parents are hating on you? What if they're sabotaging you? Then who's going to be your champion? It really is up to us. It's really only going to be you at the end of the day looking yourself in the mirror and saying, did I do the steps I said I would take to get to where I want to be? So aside from not taking the advice of average people, people that you would not switch places with, people who are not at the health level or the body level you want, think about it like this. People are going to hate you whether you're unsuccessful or successful. They're going to find a reason to not like you, right? Why not have them hate you for being awesome? Why not have them hate you for being the fittest, healthiest, happiest, the most well-off person you know, because you've worked hard to get there? Why not let that be the case? So your tiny habit for today is pretty simple. Be aware of something that I call the bystander effect. This is different from the psychological principle. The bystander effect is simple. The more successful you become, the more the haters grow. And sometimes, and often, they're your best friends and your family. So it's something just to pay attention to. Be aware of it. Don't freak out. Just keep going. And you're better off being hated for being awesome than being hated for someone who doesn't do anything. So I hope that helps. That is your tiny habit for today. If you're on YouTube, make sure you go on over to modernhealthmonk.com. I've got a real food weight loss habits guide for you there. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Get the next video as soon as it's out. And I want you to leave a comment below. What's the meanest thing someone has said to you when you knew you were seeing great results and seeing progress and you knew they were just hating on you? I want to hear from you below. Take care, and I'll see you next time.